Hello and welcome to episode 6 of 8. My name is Sanjay Chakrabarti. I'm the host of the show. Today's guest is someone who I have seen taking baby steps, literally taking baby steps into the professional world. In fact, I was her instructor at her induction program wherein we worked together at Arthur Anderson. And all the more, it's really great to have her out here now as a extremely successful entrepreneur. She helps companies increase sales. Yeah, you heard it right. She actually helps companies in increasing sales. She runs SalesCan, a company that is recently backed by none other than Sequoia. Surga, it's a pleasure having you on the show. Welcome.
Thanks, Sanjay.
So you know how this show works. So let me get to the first question, which is your one breath question. Uh, who is Sarga, and what drives you?
So about my background, I was a suburban girl from Bombay. Went to like a suburban college. Decided to study chartered accountancy because it was, less complicated and less difficult to do than from a completely sort of middle class background. Daughter of South Indian parents, and. I think somewhere after running this race that, we were all put on as good students must, I think I had like a quarter life crisis at 25 where the world stopped making sense. And I decided to go on an adventure of life. And as a part of that adventure, it involved both creation of something new, both in business as well as, doing something with art. And so today, if you ask me who am I'm just a wanderer who's seeking adventure to life and different things that I'm doing.
Right. No, great. So let me get to the second question. SalesCan, again, it's a one breath question.
What SalesCan does is sales is basically human activity. We don't naturally go out there and meet other humans and push something to buy. It's not intuitive, and the reason it's really hard to do is, especially if you're doing it over the device, like we are speaking over the webinar right now or over the call, is that it is hard to establish trust and connect with a person. It requires both high EQ and it also, if I'm selling a product, it also requires me to really understand what is it that you want. And if I want you to buy it, then I have to create a desire in it. And sales is typically sold on one or the other of the 7 sins. So one has to trade that sin on a call or a webinar. And this is hard to do. And so what SalesCan does is it is an artificial intelligence platform that is augmenting intelligence of a regular sales rep. So because it's such a complex human activity, the way the human mind works and the human brain works in building a connection is you oscillate between emotion and your conversation oscillates between emotion and conversation. You're talking about a product, and it is quite hard to do. So what SalesCan does is the tool does all the thinking for you. It listens to what a customer is talking in real time and what an agent is talking in real time, converts that audio into text, and then provides live assistance to the reps on what are the best things that they can say at that point during the call to help close a sale. So effectively, it's like a bot which is providing these. It's like a live coach.
Right.
So Sanjay, what you tried to do to me when I joined Anderson, sitting in a classroom with 40 other kids, it does this one-on-one for the rep on a live call. And the way it helps is that there are these cue cards that come on your phone or on your desktop, and really helps the rep, make the right conversation that helps win most.
Got it. So tell me, 10 years into this journey, uh, what is your biggest learning that you could potentially share with us?
For entrepreneurs who are starting out, I'd say that actually Elon Musk says this really well. And I keep quoting this all the time. He says that, starting a business is like eating glass while staring into a
Very
deep, dark abyss, right?
right.
So you have to be able to eat glass every day and stare at abysses every day, because it looks freaking. So you should do this only if, and the journey changes you as well. And it is nothing like what you've experienced as a job. It completely redefines you as a person, and it develops your gut becomes really strong, because just the ability to survive the lack of structure and build structure, which is really found, it's around a founder's energy and optimism that the business is built. So from a learning standpoint, I would say uh, you have to, the drive has to go deep, is one. Otherwise, just don't do this. The other, actually doesn't matter. It's really the journey. You may start off with a hypothesis, but you have to be ready to pivot really fast when you find that. So don't sell yourself the story. When you have to really, you are the keeper of the reality within the organization. And so if you have to always see the reality for what it is and not the story, while you may tell stories all around you, right?
Right.
So
Excellent points. Excellent points.
yeah.
Coming from there, is there a habit of yours that has really helped translated in you doing your entrepreneurial journey in a better manner, a more effective manner?
So, one thing that I used to do a lot is thinking days, which my friends make, they think that I'm just chilling out. But I take one day off a week, usually a Wednesday, and I just sit in a coffee shop by myself. And it's just to deconstruct the clutter, and not be caught in the. So basically, you have to be able to zoom out and zoom in. And we're so zoomed in most of the time as founders that the zooming out doesn't happen enough. This thinking day, which is one day where you just sit back and just reflect on everything and try and see if that makes sense. And the more, it essentially is you hearing your own thoughts in some sort of structured framework, and writing or whatever it may be, that really helps. So that is one. The
Let
other,
me,
I think, is to.
sorry, Surga, I want to, this is really interesting. I've never heard of that before. So what is the time? Do you kind of get in like 9 o'clock the same time as you would work, and you'll keep thinking? I mean, this seems like,
It depends on whether you like white noise or not. I'm like a lover of white noise. Like, I think best when there is. I sat in for a while, so I can actually work better with noise.
okay.
So I get up, I go like a regular day with a laptop and sit in a barista or the Starbucks or whatever, and just stare at like traffic going by and write about the business and make sure that my thoughts are sort of organized and structured. And so that's one. I also have a blanket therapy, which is the other one.
Okay.
So when things get crazy, I just spend one day inside a blanket. It's basically sleeping, but with no electronics. And just, I'm just saying all of this, what it comes down to is mental health is being here. And
Right.
keeping your mind sharp is, you win or lose the battles in your mind.
No, great. So last question, again, it's a one breath answer, which is where do you see sales can 8 months from now, and where do you see sales can 8 years from now?
I think 3 years from now, we can be $1 billion organization. 8 months from now, I'm hoping that I'm able to work with the best data scientists around the world after a second fundraise that we do. And with a much more larger presence in the US, we work with banking and edtech, B2C kind of use cases largely. So the short term of it is having a much more larger, better team. 8 years is long way out. But yeah, I'm hoping that we are among the very few 0 to 1 enterprise SaaS businesses and most of the other businesses, if you look at Freshworks or Zoho, these are all one-to-one businesses, a part of a long tail, whereas
Right.
truly sort of innovation kind of work within the AI deep tech space, there are not that many, and we are hoping that we are sort of leading the way on that, and we can actually build completely high innovation businesses sitting out of here and selling globally.
Outstanding. I must say, really, really proud, and I'm sure you'll get there definitely in 3 years, if not earlier. And will, in that case, connect with you quicker than that, because ideally the idea is to connect with you after 8 years and see what's happening. But when you hit a billion, we'll speak again, and I'm sure that will happen soon.
Hope so. Here's
Thank you
hoping.
so much for your time. I greatly, greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.